The great Mughals were the masters of India for 300 years, and the sheer opulence and grandeur that they lived in, it was never seen before and it hasn't been seen since. All the Mughals were passionate hunters, and none more so than the greatest Mughal emperor of all time, Akbar, as well as his son Jahangir. Now, Jahangir once even wrote that he had killed more than 28,000 animals over his lifetime. You all must have heard about British hunting, where the aristocrats would gallop off on their horses with their dogs chasing the little English fox to its death. Well, in India, the animals to hunt were actually deer and antelope. But deer are very hard to catch because they're very, very fast. And the hardest of all to catch is the Indian black buck, which is the fastest antelope in the world and can reach up to speeds of 80 kilometers an hour. So what the kings would do to hunt them, because you could not set the dogs after them, is they would set the fastest animals on the earth after them, which is the cheetah, which can go up to 120 kilometers an hour. Cheetahs have been used for hunting deer in India for a very long time, way before Mughal times. In fact, in the Prithviraj Raso, which is one of the oldest Hindi books of all time, about 800 years old, they say that Prithviraj Chauhan went off to hunt at one time with 1,000 dogs and 100 cheetahs. When Akbar was a boy, and he was actually gifted with the tame cheetah of a defeated Afghan warlord. And this began his lifelong obsession with them. You will not believe the number of cheetahs Akbar had over his lifetime. 100, 200, 500, 1,000. No, he had 9,000 cheetahs over his lifetime. Any given time, at least 1,000 would be there. Now, as every elephant, we know that elephants have their own unique mahavats who look after them and train them. Each cheetah also had its own special trainer. The trainer would do everything with this cheetah. It would give it massages. It would take it for a walk in the market on a leash. It would even let it lick butter off its palm every day. Yes, cheetahs happen to like butter as much as humans do. Now, Akbar had 50 favorite cheetahs that he called khasas, which means specials. These cheetahs lived life king style at another level. They were allowed to roam around the court without a leash. They got to wear gold chains and zardozi blinkers and velvet capes. They got their own names, which the emperor himself had given them. And each of these special cheetahs had about 3 or 4 attendants to look after it. One cheetah called Samand Malik actually was carried around on a palki with his attendants running along beside it as it looked right and left. Other cheetahs were taken along on trips and they were sent off in processions of elephants looking about. But Akbar's favorite cheetah of all time was called Madan Kali. Madan Kali was such a hot favorite that he was officially declared as the Sardar of all cheetahs, and he had his own drummer who used to go around playing the nagara in front of him. Now, after Akbar died, Jahangir always wanted to do something which was even more amazing than his father. So he decided that it would be a really good idea to have lions roaming around. So in the words of one English visitor to his court who wrote back home to London, he said that 15 tame lions play with one another before the emperor and go frisking between men's legs. And he was quite amazed that nobody had been eaten up yet. So this was a little story about the great Mughals and their fascination for the cheetah and the lion.